I'm here today to help you out on some Valentine treats. Valentine's is just around the corner, and you still have time to make lots of these cute little treat boxes from the new Designer Series paper and show you how to embellish those. So let's get started. One of the great things about this treat box is that you can get 4 of them out of one sheet of either cardstock or Designer Series paper because it takes a 6 by 6 inch sheet of paper. So you can get 4 of those out of one sheet of Designer Series paper. Here's a little template that I've made, and it's real simple. We're just going to score at 1 inch on each side, and then 1 7/8, 3 3/4, and 5 5/8. So let me get my scoring tool here and let's get started. I like to use this cutter scoring blade on Designer Series paper because it's thinner than cardstock, and if I press too hard on this with my score pal, sometimes I tear through the paper. So just a couple of times on that, and that's enough. And then just turn it around and score again, 1 inch on each side. And then we're going to turn it so that it's opposite side, and we're going to score it at 1 7/8 right there, and 3 3/4, and 5 5/8. And you'll see that last score gives us a little tab where we'll put our adhesive. So let's get started. It's easier to see the lines on this side. You can see that this is the little tab that we're going to turn under with the tear and tape, and then get rid of these little tabs. So now we need to fold it. And for this, because it's so much thinner than cardstock, I don't like to use the bone folder on this paper because I'm afraid I'll crack it. And this paper has a beautiful foil finish on one side. Makes it a little stronger too, so you have less chance for your little treat box to tear. And it'll hold up to your treats. I like this size because you can get several things in there. And then that last little tab. Fold it. See, it's already torn a little, which is okay because we're going to cut that away. But you just have to be really gentle with this paper. So, and I like the foil side, so we're going to go with the foil side. That side's cute too, but where are they? Okay. So, first of all, let's cut the tabs up to the perpendicular line, because these will be the end tabs. And then turn it around, do the same thing on this side. I love surprising friends with treats, and I also love having ones that aren't so involved that I can make more of them. Now I'm just cutting away the little extra here because we don't want that. And I'm just gonna, should have done that on that other one. I'm just gonna go in a little bit to make a tab. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Get rid of that little bit. There you go. So now you can kind of see it coming together into a triangular shape. And so now what we need to do is we need to cut these little ends into points so that they are little triangles. And so what I'm going to do is, I've already got my little ruler marked here at 7/8. I'm just going to make a little pencil tick right there. You could do this by eyeballing it, but unfortunately I kind of have a crooked eye sometimes, so it's safer for me to mark it. It just takes a minute. Okay, and then you take your snips and you start at that middle point and just cut out to the edge to create the triangles. These are little flat triangles. Making boxes uses geometry. Just glad I don't have to figure out the formula for all the mathematical behind it. Math is not my favorite subject. But sewing and cutting boxes, that's the kind of math I like. And cooking too. Okay, so I'm just trimming these off. And last one. Okay, so because I'm using this side, we need to put the adhesive right here, and it's a little tab, but it's just plenty of room for that tear and tape. So I'm just going to lay that along there. Tear that, whoops, got a little bit generous with my tearing. I don't know how many of you make treats for your friends, but I've learned that grown-ups like them just as much, if not more, than kids. I like to make them for my grandchildren's teachers at holidays. They're very appreciative. Okay, and then I'm just going to line this up here. Oh, carefully. It's a little bit trickier because it doesn't fold flat because it's the it's got 3 edges, not 4. And then just kind of ease along. And then do a little finger press there. And encourage that to stay a little sharp. And then you can see that these little ends are going to just fold up into your little treat box. And then I like to look at it and say, okay, this is the bottom, so that should be the back. So I'm going to do that. So I want to just put a little tear and tape right there on that end one. And that's a little bit hard to press down with your fingers, so I just like to punch it down with the bone folder. Now I'm not going to shut this other end yet because of course then I wouldn't be able to fill it with my treats. And you can see that I have little doilies and hearts, and I'm going to show you a really neat way that you can do that really quickly. The Desire Series paper has paper that you can punch out hearts, and one of them is in this punch pack, it's 2 punches, and the stamp set, Heartfelt, is a bundle if you want it as a bundle, and you'll save a little bit of money. It's really nice. So I'm just going to not take the time to stamp anything right now. I'll show you one that I've stamped in a minute. But I'm just going to punch that heart out. And so 2 of the sheets of paper have these hearts that you can punch out. And then you can punch with the scallop punch, you can punch out the scallop parts. And then you can mount them, oops, like that, and then put it on your box. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. So I'm going to use some just to raise it up a little. I love the foil look. It's really, really pretty. And then just a couple more on the back of that. And then, let me see, that's my bottom, so I want that like that. So just, sometimes I say I have a crooked eye, but I think that's about right. So put that on there, and you're ready to just slip your little treats down in there and shut it and stick the other end. It makes a really cute little thoughtful treat. People will have no idea how quickly that went together. Here's another one I made to show you that you don't have to just do it for Valentine's. This is the Peaceful Poppies paper, and I used the Highland Heather, which is not really the color of this, but it's a lighter hue, so I was able to, I thought it complemented it well. So that's another one. And the doilies on these 2 are also available in the mini catalog, and it's called Heart Doilies, appropriately. And there are the Flirty Flamingo in the red, the real red, but then each of them has the white. And so that's what I did with this one was, you can see that the back is red, but I turned it over because I thought the white made a nice effect with the white arrows on the pink paper. So I hope that you have been inspired to make some of these little treat boxes for your friends and family. And I will snap a picture of this and put directions on my blog, and also a link to it on below the video. So have a great day, and happy Valentine's.